Good morning to all. Today is kind of a special day. So some of you know that the lengths I go to find specific cars or to seek them out. At times I've been known to even sort of stalk previous owners in a nice sort of way to get to a point where they actually are willing to sell me their car. This story is a little bit above and beyond even my typical crusade. There is a 1995 Acura Legend that I first saw in December of 2000. Now, I had just graduated from high school. I didn't own a Legend at the time. I saw the car parked on the roadside in my hometown up in southern Utah, and I had the courage at the time as an 18-year-old to knock on the door and exchange contact information with the owner, who gave me her phone number. She lived in Phoenix at the time, was visiting her parents. It has been 21 years almost, it'll be 21 in December, to where we first connected, and she called me. Well, we've sort of been having a dialogue back and forth for several months or even a year now, but she's ready to let the car go. I'm gonna go pick it up today. I don't know if it's even mechanically on its last leg. I know cosmetics are really shot. It's really rough from some pictures she sent me. But I'm excited for a project, especially because it has so much cool history with me. Here we go, getting started with the prep for transporting this thing. She's gonna go ahead and collect some of her stuff out of the back here, but as well as keep her plate, which I thought I kind of would love to have. This thing is pretty rough though. It's got at least 10 years worth of sitting in the driveway. Just getting the tow truck lined up here, so we had to roll the car out of the driveway, and it's gonna be loaded up here momentarily. That's it. It is dropped off. That was quite the ordeal. We had to take a couple different swings at it to get it through the RV gate and then back in here. I don't know how much time I'll even have to start on this evaluation today because I've been missing work for a few hours. So we'll come back later and start digging in. Wow. Here's the scary part. She says it last drove probably 2 years ago. So it's gonna need probably a lot of reconditioning before it can even get started. You see you have some rodent droppings or stash there.
I totally need a hazmat suit for this. Look, a dum-dum sucker, still wrapped. Straws, toothbrush, coupons. It's like uncovering ancient manuscripts. The teardown is exhausting. I got these nasty seat covers off, but the best part is I find this little shopping list that said gas and cigs, and then deeper under the seat I found cigs, unsmoked Newports. Bingo. The gifts just keep on giving. Good news is the oil level was actually decent, and I also checked coolant and found that the level is proper there too. So the fluids have been present at least during the storage period. First things first, I checked the fluids, and I am actually gonna give this thing a whirl, see if I can get it to start. Amy said it's been about 2 years since this car ran. Battery is not taking a charge, so I'm just gonna swap in a good battery. And we'll see what happens here. I ended up putting just a little bit of oil here in the crankcase in case, you know, I need a little bit of lubrication here at the top end. And other than that, antifreeze looks good. I have a good battery now, and the key is stuck in the ignition, so that should make things easy there. Looks like we're low on brake fluid, but let's give it a crank. All right, we are running. This sound is actually pretty normal for a Legend that hasn't run for a long time. They're known for sort of getting the ticky lifter situation. It's idling. I do notice that the clutch life is kind of dead. In fact, the pedal is pretty much sitting on the floor right now. So this car, yeah, it's not going into gear. So I'm glad I didn't attempt to have to drive it anywhere yesterday. Gonna sit and let it idle for just a little while and see what happens. Meanwhile, it's fun to play around with some of the electronic stuff. Let's see if anything works. The sunroof is not working. Actually kind of afraid to try anything now in case I open stuff that doesn't shut again. We have the climate control is powering up. Blower motor feels okay. The manual override isn't working. It smells like a lot of dust. No power steering. I know the reservoir is bone dry. You like my hood strut there? That's what you called camp chair improvisation. Our temp gauge is reading, so it looks like we're about up to what would be a normal temperature range. Let's see if my driver's seat works. It does. Perfect. I needed to scoot this back. contacts reading really low, even though I can hear it idling comfortably. The revs are showing almost 0 here. Here's the fun stuff. We are getting some white smoke. I believe the head gasket to be blown because the car does have some history of overheating. So that was kind of a known scenario. And as a final challenge to me, the door lock actuator is busted, so it just locked me out. However, I have a spare key in the house. Got my registration all taken care of, and we're gonna throw a plate on this car, a temp tag anyway, until my official historic plates come in. I have new hood struts already. These are Universal Mighty Lift from AutoZone, part number C95552, and a new battery from Honda.